There are sounds people expect at night: cars in the distance, wind against gutters, dogs barking somewhere down the street. Those sounds fade into the background. You stop noticing them. Then there are sounds that should not be there at all. A person standing outside your house, whistling. This story was shared by someone who says his family listened to the same unknown whistle outside their home for nearly 2 weeks, until they finally looked at the right time. Welcome to Tales Beyond the Flame. It happened when he was 16. He lived with his mother and younger sister in an older weatherboard house at the edge of a quiet suburb. The backyard backed onto vacant land and a line of trees before a drainage reserve. No rear neighbors, no streetlights behind the fence. At night, the back half of the property felt much darker than the front. The first time they heard it was just after midnight, a short tune. 4 notes, slow, almost cheerful. His mother assumed it came from someone walking home drunk. The sound drifted away after a minute. No one thought much of it. The second night it returned. Same time, same 4 notes. This time it sounded closer. Near the side gate, his mother checked through the front curtains but saw no one on the street. By the time she reached the kitchen window facing the yard, it had stopped. Night 3, it came again. Now the sister heard it too. She asked who was outside. No one answered. The whistle repeated once more, then silence. His mother called police on the non-emergency line. An officer drove past later, but found nothing. For several nights after that, the pattern continued, always between 11:50 p.m. and 12:20 a.m. Always the same tune, always only 4 notes, sometimes from the side of the house, sometimes from the backyard, sometimes near the front fence, never long enough for anyone to catch the source. The family stopped sleeping properly. Lights stayed on later. Curtains stayed closed. Every noise in the house felt sharper. Then strange things began appearing. The side gate left open in the morning. A flower pot moved from the porch to the yard. Wet footprints on the back paving after a dry night. His mother blamed neighborhood kids, but there were never signs of forced entry. Never graffiti, never theft. Just movement and the whistle. One Friday night, he decided to stay awake and watch from his bedroom window overlooking the backyard. Midnight came. Nothing. 12:07 a.m. The whistle sounded directly beneath his window. So close he felt it in his chest. He rushed to the glass and looked down. No one there, only darkness and the pale line of the fence. Then, from the opposite side of the yard, the same 4 notes answered back. There were 2 whistlers. He ran to his mother's room. By the time they reached the kitchen and switched on the outside light, the yard was empty. No movement, no voices, no footsteps retreating. Police came again. This time they searched the property. Nothing. No damaged fence panels, no prints worth tracking, no hidden person. The officer suggested local teenagers playing games. His mother did not believe that. Teenagers laugh. Teenagers run. Whoever this was never made mistakes. The next evening, she stayed at a relative's house with his sister. He insisted on staying home with his uncle to watch the place. They sat in darkness in the lounge room facing the backyard through a narrow gap in the curtains. 11:58 p.m. The first whistle came from the far fence. His uncle whispered, "Don't move." 30 seconds later, the answering whistle came from the side gate. Then another from the front of the house, 3 positions, coordinated. His uncle pulled the curtain wider. A figure stood near the back fence. Still, tall, face impossible to see. Then a second figure moved past the side path. Then a third shape crossed briefly near the driveway. All silent except the whistling. His uncle shouted and ran for the front door. The figures scattered instantly. By the time he reached outside, they were gone. Police responded faster this time. Patrols searched surrounding streets and reserve land. No arrests. But officers found something behind the rear fence among the trees. 3 milk crates placed in a line, each positioned to stand on and look over into the yard. After that discovery, police increased patrols for several nights. The whistling stopped. The family relaxed slowly. Then, 1 week later, it returned. Only once. One single 4-note tune at 12:03 a.m. from inside their backyard. His mother sold the house within 2 months. They moved across town. Nothing happened again. Years later, as an adult, he mentioned the story to a retired officer at a work function. The man asked for the street name. When he told him, the officer went quiet. He said there had been similar complaints in that area during the late 90s. Groups using whistles to signal each other while prowling homes, watching routines, testing reactions, looking for easy entries. Most were never caught. Then the officer asked one question. Did they ever whistle from the roof? He said no. The officer looked relieved. Apparently, one family nearby had reported footsteps overhead before the whistles started. They moved out within the week. He says people always ask what the 4-note tune was. Some code, some joke, some random melody. He doesn't know. But even now, if someone whistles those same 4 notes near him at night, every light in the house goes on. Before tonight's story ends, I want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video and want more dark mysteries, creepy encounters, and unsettling stories like this one, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next upload. And if there's a type of story you'd like to hear next, leave a comment below. Whether it's true horror, missing person cases, cryptid encounters, park ranger stories, strange rule stories, haunted locations, or something completely different, I read your suggestions. Your comments help shape future videos on this channel. So subscribe, leave your idea below, and I might turn it into the next story told here, Beyond the Flame.